Assuming most of y'all have probably heard about this story where somebody, actually a really good follow, I believe it's at Queer a la Mode on Twitter, posted a video, um, you know, where AOC gave this mealy mouthed word salad response about, what's happening to the Palestinian people, how their rights, the human rights aren't being respected in any way, and how it's basically an apartheid regime. And she basically gave cover to the Israeli government and their horrible, disgusting treatment and occupation of the Palestinian lands. And so this person on Twitter posted this video criticizing AOC's lack of any type of response or commitment to the human rights of the Palestinian people, and was subsequently visited by the police after posting said video and commentary. As he waited for a food delivery at his home in LA on April 8th, Ryan Wentz, an anti-war activist and producer for the online viral program Soapbox, heard two men calling his name from over his front gate. When he approached, he realized they were not delivery drivers, but police officers flashing badges from the California Highway Patrol. The cops informed Wentz they had received a call from the Capitol Police, a federal law enforcement agency tasked with protecting the U.S. Congress, about a tweet he had sent that allegedly threatened Rep. AOC. Wentz told the Gray Zone, officers said, "We got a warning about a sitting member of Congress, and it was just because of your tweet, which tagged them in it. And then they just wouldn't back down from this accusation that I threatened to kill her." There's his tweet. "I'm really shaken up right now. I was just visited by two plainclothes police officers from California Highway Patrol at my home. Said they came here on behalf of the Capitol Police and accused me of threatening AOC on Twitter yesterday. This is provably false." California Highway Patrol indicated on Twitter that it acted on a call from Capitol Police. Update. Spokesperson for AOC has denied to Intercept reporter Ryan Graham that their offers report on Wentz's post and has asked Capitol Police to look in what happened here. But again, okay, that's cool, all fine and dandy. You denied it, but why has AOC herself not come out and vehemently condemn this in the strongest terms possible? I mean, talk about a fucking police state. Talk about repression for lightly criticizing a politician for not standing up, for not being on the right side of history, for not standing up for the basic dignity and human rights of the Palestinian people, which are being trampled on day after day and being oppressed by the Israeli government. The police visit Wentz received may have been part of a wider trend of post-January 6th law enforcement intervention and social media criticism of members of Congress. Let's see. CHP often assists in investigations at the request of allied agencies. Please contact U.S. Capitol Police for additional info. Although AOC's office has denied falsely informing Democratic congressman, has in the past asked her supporters to report critics to social media censors. Again, she is all for big tech being able to censor and silence people. Maybe that's why she hasn't came out and actually condemned what happened to Ryan in this case. Yeah, there's his handle at Queer a la Mode. Whoever called the police on Wentz furnished law enforcement with a patently false allegation and has never threatened violence against any member of Congress. In the tweet that triggered the police action, Wentz merely posted a video of AOC delivering a vapid, embarrassingly convoluted answer to a question about resolving the crisis in Israel-Palestine. Describing her answer as incredibly underwhelming, it was. We can play it if you like. He let the Congresswoman's cringeworthy commentary speak for itself. Here's his tweet. On April 1st, AOC did a live stream with Michael Miller, the head of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York. She was asked about peace between Israelis and Palestinians. Her response was incredibly underwhelming, to say the very least.
What actions do you think can be taken to support movements towards peace, both between Israelis and Palestinians?
I mean, how about a good start would be, let's make the massive amount of military aid that we give the Israeli government contingent on actually treating Palestinians with human rights, not committing war crimes, not murdering people protesting against these violations. That would probably help bring some peace. Does she say that?
As well as within the entire region, such as the Abraham Accords.
Nettleton.
Yeah, so, earlier just now, you and I were talking about the what and the how. And I think that when we talk about establishing peace, centering people's humanities, protecting people's rights.
What the fuck does that even mean?
It's not just about the what and the end goal, which often gets a lot of focus. But I actually think it's much more about the how and the way that
again, she's saying nothing right now. Literally nothing.
That what and how we act in the actions that we take to get to that.
I mean, for fuck's sake, did you see the video not too long ago where Israeli defense occupation soldier pieces of shit people were arresting little Palestinian children for fucking picking flowers, foraging for fucking flowers, like little 7, 8, 9-year-old kids arrested for that? Maybe highlight, center that, the disproportionate amount of violence and oppression visited upon the Palestinian people by the Israeli government. I mean, again, it's just all a fucking word salad where she's literally saying fucking nothing. It's disgusting.
And so what this really is about is
because she's actually not an anti-imperialist, and she's not really willing to speak out on the apartheid that the Israeli government is perpetrating against the Palestinian people.
Else about process, and so we really need to make
sure
that
nothing to fucking
that we are valuing a process where all parties
Look at
are
that.
respected and have a lot of equal.
Okay, that's like literally a minute of her just absolutely mealy mouth, vapid response, as Blumenthal stated. Jesus Christ. Look at that, literally saying fucking nothing, like fucking politicians speak. I mean, and this is supposed to be some progressive, democratic fucking socialist. Get the fuck out of here. Video that Wentz tweeted AOC's long-winded dodge of a fundamental question about resolving the Israeli occupation of Palestine prompted a flood of online mockery and contempt, mostly from leftist Twitter users. Many derided AOC as a careerist who had abandoned progressive causes like Palestinian liberation in order to curry favor with Democratic Party power brokers, while others ridiculed her meaningless word salad. Word salad, I mean, Jesus Christ. This is very easy issue for the leftists. Why was AOC struggling? Maybe because she's not actual leftist. Israel's an apartheid state that should be defunded. Completely agree. Ali Abumina, also a good follow on Twitter. I'm incredibly impressed with AOC's Obama-like ability to fill large amounts of time with words while saying absolutely nothing. I challenge anyone to tell me what she just said. Yes, exactly. If you're able to translate, this political speak, please translate and leave that in the comment section down below. Within hours of the online pile-on, someone reported Wentz to the Capitol Police for tweeting the video that embarrassed AOC. Because Wentz does not provide any info about his personal identity in his public Twitter profile, social media giant appeared to have provided his private details for federal law enforcement. Another weird thing is I usually would get a report from Twitter, Wentz said, because I've gotten my tweets reported before, but I didn't get any notification about this. AOC staff has previously appealed to social media, as I was talking about before, censors to suppress online criticism. On February 4th, her campaign sent a mass email to supporters asking them to scan your social media, find posts with misleading info about the congresswoman, and use the built-in report to flag them for Jesus Christ, that's fucking disgusting. Let people say whatever the fuck they want. It's called free fucking speech. The people can actually, have the ability to decipher for themselves, use some critical thinking and reasoning skills to figure out truth from falsehood. We do not want Twitter, Facebook, these other giant fucking tech corporations deciding what is true and false. That is fucking some dystopian fucking dog shit. That's disgusting. Team AOC issued its appeal for supporters to police social media in response to right-wing mockery of a dramatic live stream which AOC suggested the mob which stormed the Capitol nearly assassinated her. I just heard these yells of, "Where is she? Where is she?" She recounted live stream. "This was the moment where I thought everything was over. I thought I was going to die." However, the source of the yells, which had terrified OC, turned out to be a Capitol police officer who had been dispatched to protect her. Further, the Congresswoman's office, located in the Cannon House office building, which had not been penetrated by any rioters. Right-wing activists and other political foes exploited these points to launch a viral hashtag likening the Congresswoman to Jussie Smollett, an actor who faked an attack on himself. After attempting to challenge her critics directly, AOC delegated her staff to dispatch its army of supporters to report critics en masse to Twitter and Facebook and censors. So I don't necessarily agree with people trying to mock her or make fun of her for what she thought, seemed to be a potential threat to her life. But again, you don't need to ask your fucking supporters to call that shit out or to censor that shit. That is fucking disgusting. Let people have their bullshit, dog shit opinions. It's called free fucking speech. I mean, Jesus Christ. Weeks earlier, podcaster Jamie Dore initiated a Force the Vote campaign to pressure AOC and fellow Dems, the progressive congressional squad, to withhold their votes for Pelosi as Speaker of the House until Pelosi agreed to bring a bill for Medicare for All to the floor for a vote. In response to incendiary criticism from Dore for refusal to buck centrist party leadership, AOC declared, "That's not tone, that's violent." Yeah, so, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, so I guess it shouldn't be surprising that she was asking her supporters and followers to, report misleading, information or things that criticized her, whether it was substantive or not, when she thought criticizing her for not wanting to hold Nancy Pelosi accountable, vis-a-vis forcing the vote. That's not tone, that's violent. I mean, Jesus Christ. Retweet Joy. This is Dore. 15 million people have lost their employer-based healthcare in the middle of a global pandemic, and barely half of the House Dems support Medicare for All, even though 88% of the constituents do. That's violence in fucking deed. People literally dying by the tens of thousands because they don't have healthcare. That's violence. You're not willing to fight for that, but tone. It's not tone. It's violence when you're called out for your lack of a commitment to further the goals of, a true working class fucking platform. According to Wentz, the police officers that visited him asked if he had any violent intent behind his tweet, then left. If this was like purely intimidating thing, I guess it did his job. It's not comforting to be on the receiving end of that, but at the same time, they're not going to shut the left up. Wentz's disturbing encounter with law enforcement used to be a part of an emerging trend. On the same date law enforcement visited him, a Twitter user posted photos of alleged federal agents on their front line and claimed FBI just came to my house for a tweet to Ted Cruz. Jesus. I mean, Jesus, talk about a fucking police state, right? Goddamn, son. Fucking repression all around it. So-called people on the left, progressives, also calling for censorship. That is disgusting. And this person, supposedly on the same day that Ryan was visited by this California patrol, being visited by the FBI for a tweet criticizing Ted fucking Cruz, dude. Taxpayer dollars hard at work. Big brother. Oh, Jesus Christ. But, I mean, why is AOC not... Let's look. I guess she took a little hiatus from Twitter and came back on today to talk about something, but I don't think she's condemned, California Highway Patrol going after Ryan for, very mild manner criticism of her completely feckless word salad response to that, question. Funeral assistance. Okay, that's so. federal assistance, funeral related. Okay, again, that's just like, that's all well and good, but still a Band-Aid. Okay. So we're just talking up this FEMA funds for... Okay, so that was nothing about that. I mean, that's really, again, shows where her priorities are. Probably because, frankly, deep down, that's something that she really supports. She doesn't really seem to be a advocate of free speech, especially on these, online platforms. And that's pretty disturbing, frankly. Supposedly from, a leftist, a progressive, a member of the squad. Yep. So nothing. But supposedly she didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, if she didn't and doesn't support that type of authoritarian police state crackdown on people being able to express criticism of politicians, including herself, obviously, then you would think she would have came out like as soon as it fucking happened. Her staff is being asked about it. She obviously knows about it. So, and yet crickets, nothing. And I think the silence from her, frankly, speaks volumes. Like the video if you like the damn video. Subscribe for more content. All part of the people. Peace. Much love.